Well, hello everyone, and welcome to MPL Insider on this beautiful day in August.
Yeah.
August 15th.
August. Weird.
I know
that it's August.
Well, and August is a weird month. It's the February of summer.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it's just the decline of summer.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Everything's glitching.
We're having a very technology challenge day. Oh,
yes.
Now he's back. One of our future guests was gone for a bit. Anyway, welcome to Insider, everyone. It is always a pleasure to have you here. And dare I say, I believe we have a blockbuster edition today.
Ooh, yes.
It's slightly international, slightly frantic.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Broadcasting from several locations around our great state.
Yes.
So welcome to the show, everyone, and welcome to August. So how has your August been?
Well, I don't care for August.
Yeah.
I like we were just saying, I kind of find it to be like the decline of, you know, a busy, active summer.
Yeah.
And but I am looking forward to, you know, kind of the end of August and September starting. I like fall. Fall's my favorite season.
Fall's your jam?
Yeah, I like going outside and not feeling like I'm going to melt into a puddle.
I bet you'd make a great puddle, though.
Well, you know, I've been told that before. But
by who?
Well,
could I have three references, please?
No, trust me.
Well, and I hope your blister is gone by
Tim.
By September.
Tim, we weren't going to talk about this.
We did not agree to that.
I don't know if you guys can see.
Hold it up. Hold it right up.
Oh,
right there.
Looks like I'm.
Look at that blister. Sorry, I manhandled you.
You did. Yeah. No, I was pulling weeds last night, and when Tim came in today, I had to share my really sad story of the blister on my finger.
It was a sad story, but also it was a very proactive story. You were taking life by the weeds.
I was.
If you will.
I was. There was lots. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, my August got a little more interesting because something unexpected happened.
Oh, yes.
Is that the place I used to work for in New York, Poster Auctions International, is going out of business, or it's being assumed into another business. The owner finally decided, since he was in his 80s, just to, sell it to someone else and let everyone take care of it. And he gets to help organize it, but he isn't in charge of everything anymore. So they're having like a going away party, a closing thing. So next week, Tuesday, unexpectedly, I'm heading to New York. Now, the last time we went to New York, we had Lady Liberty herself on here.
Yes, we did.
My wife and I went to New York. This time, it isn't. My wife can't go because she just got a procedure done for this blister she had on her hip.
Oh.
Huge blister. Wow. I can't even go into.
So that means I'm probably going to be needing surgery.
Probably again. It never ends.
Lovely.
But Lady Liberty gave me some good tips on going. This time I'm just going in for 36 hours, less than 36 hours.
Oh, it's a little quick.
Flying in, staying at a hotel called the Stay Pineapple.
Oh.
Let's see how that turns out.
Oh, that sounds spicy.
I hope it's okay. It's near Madison Square Garden, so it'll be fun at any rate. And then going to the party, the farewell party. Yeah. Maybe go to a place called Super Bueno for a little bit of guacamole action.
Well, I mean.
And then head to JFK the next day, and then I'm back here. Ready to go on Wednesday. It is a whirlwind.
Yes.
It is a literal whirlwind.
Well, that's exciting. That's more than what I do. I mean, I'm impressed when I leave my house.
Well, that's what that's what you're not doing in August. September might be completely different. Right?
No.
All right. Well then not. But what do you think about seriously, we have a bumper for almost everything.
We try to.
We try to. But have you heard about this thing at Manitowoc Public Library? And this thing includes our first guest.
It's actually a person.
It is a person, not just a thing. It is a person and a thing. And our first guest today is Chef Andrew Dunbar, who is coming to us from Milwaukee today. How are you, Andrew?
I am doing excellent. Very well. How are you two?
Good. Thanks for coming.
How was your August then?
Good. August has been great. It's actually, as you're saying, kind of the cool down of summer, which I don't mind so much. June and July are quite frantic for me. Kind of one of those 26 hours a day, every day of those 8 days a week, sort of a month. So kind of starting to cruise back into a little more manageable of a day to day.
Now, and you got married in June, correct?
It was actually May 1st.
See?
Yeah.
They all fly by so fast.
Yep. So we had a reception. Thank you. We had a reception in June, which is probably where you're getting that from. But the actual date was May 1st.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. And then you got married and went right back to work, correct?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, pretty much same day. Yep. It was a nice little lunch break.
Best time to get married. A lot less pressure if you just do it over lunch.
Exactly. Didn't have to worry with catering or any of that, so it was much easier.
It's like speed dating, except speed marrying.
Yeah.
Hopefully it lasts longer than 60 seconds.
I mean, the relationships last forever, right? So
exactly.
We are here to talk about a specific program you have coming up next month, but registration for it starts this week. And that...
First.
What?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Excuse
21st.
me, next week. And that program is At the Market with Andrew. So, Andrew, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on at the market with you?
Absolutely. So we did one of these in the spring to kind of highlight the spring vegetables that were coming in. Obviously, spring in Wisconsin is not the greatest growing season, so it was a more limited palette, if you will. But I still think we came up with some really, really good things. We found some amazing ingredients while we're at our local market right there across from the library. So the idea of this one is to really focus on this fall or late summer season and showcase how much more comes through, how much more grows at this time. We're going to be seeing peppers and tomatoes and potentially some early sweet corn at this point in time. So it's going to be really nice seeing the change of the vegetables we saw. We had very green sort of stuff early on, and now we're going to be shifting to this very bright, colorful market this fall.
One of the things I remember from the spring one was that herb that you purchased that was like chicken noodle soup. Right?
I cannot remember the name of it. Yes. No, 100%. It was so unique. Yeah, it was so unique. I think it was maybe borage was the name of it. And yeah, it kind of looked like a giant flat leaf parsley. And literally when you took it and just kind of got the oils out of it and smelt it, it smelled like a bowl of chicken noodle soup. There was celery, there was carrots, there was this little bit of chicken meatiness, like that good bone stock in there, all in this. I actually still have some of the compound butter that we made with it in my freezer at my house that I'll use occasionally.
Yeah, and I can tell you, just as an observer, everyone who attended that class and did the come back to the library lunch portion of the class, even though it's just a nice little light lunch, everyone to a person loved it and had a great time. It was just fun. I was more a spectator than anything, but just watching everyone talk and interact really just about the market, with you was just a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Not only in the classroom getting like the feedback and actually the conversations, but that was happening out while we were walking around the market quite a bit. Not only were the other people that were in the class, if you will, following me around, kind of leaning their knowledge in, which is what a lot of this is about, but also we were talking with the vendors and they were giving us information about like that borage, that chicken noodle soup plant that, they didn't have a name for it there. They were just kind of calling it, chicken noodle soup plant. So being able to work with the vendors, with the community. As I've said, if anybody's tuned into any of the other cooking programs I've done with the library, for me, that's the key to cooking. You can be the best chef in the world, but if nobody knows how you're doing it, down the line, what's the point in cooking at all? Cooking's there to be done with people, with friends. It's about making memories, and it's about celebrating not only yourself but the food you're eating. And that's one thing I really loved about the at the market series, is being able to talk with people. Oh, you like to do this with this? Oh, cool. I like to use this part of this. And sharing information, mixing together recipes, and really just having conversations about the market and the food that was there.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was actually working on the service desk that weekend when you guys had that program. And after it was done, the people that were coming down the stairs, they almost looked like they were on cloud nine. They were like all smiling and like chattering with each other. And they would stop at the desk and they told us, they're like, oh my God, they're like, that was just such a fun, great program. They were already asking when we were going to have another one. So I definitely feel like, people truly enjoyed themselves.
No, it was so much fun to observe the people. I mean, because like you said, it created community and it created memories. And, that's what it's all about. Will this one have fish sticks involved by any chance?
You never know. You never know. If we get a good fish stick vendor, maybe. I mean, someone dying from a shark attack in Wisconsin is very, very slim, but you can never say no. So I'm not going to take it off the table completely.
Well, At the Market with Andrew is coming up on Saturday, September 7th. Registration opens next week. So if you just want to go and do the walk around of the market with Andrew, you don't have to register. But if you want to come back, so we have enough places set up in the room to set up, you do have to register if you want to do the little light lunch thing with Andrew afterwards. I highly recommend trying to make time for the light lunch. Everything was still done by noon, even with the light, food.
Yeah, it was kind of like an hour for each section.
An hour each section, right? Mm-hmm. About Andrew, that's correct, isn't it? Oh, can you? I think we made Andrew. Can you hear us?
I'm sorry, I cut out there for a second. I missed you on that.
Oh, no, it's just about an hour for each segment of it, right? An hour at the market, then pretty much an hour back at the library.
Yeah. Yes, I'd say that's about right. We may steal 10 minutes from one to give to the other, depending on what we find and how quickly our arms get full and we get tired of carrying stuff at the market. But 2 hours, I'd say, is a safe bet. And yeah, as you were saying, if you just want to walk the market and kind of learn a little bit, I'd say we stopped at about every booth and at least identified the product. And I gave just a little snippet about, oh, I really like to use my green onions this way. I like to do this. So even if you don't have the full 2 and you don't want to make it in, or you can't get in time to register, show on up. We'll be right there by the flagpole at 10 a.m. waiting to walk on over. So,
well, beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out today, Andrew. I know that you have a lot of other stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Thank you for carving out some time. It was great having you.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait. It's going to be a blast just like the last one.
Well, I agree, and I love that as my hair continues to fall further down, that yours continues to rise up. I think the world balances out. I love it. Thank you so much for being here, Andrew.
Thank you guys so much.
Have a great rest of your day. Andrew is just a blast to work with. He is so much fun.
Well, I can see why people love the program. I mean, I feel like I always end up working the weekends that fun things like these happen, so I get to just watch it from a distance.
Do you work that weekend too?
I don't remember.
Well, that it's almost a month off. It is a month.
I have a really wonky month with weekends. I'm doing like half of a weekend for some things in September, and there was some switching going on, so I honestly don't remember.
All right, fair enough. Well, I hope you can go. Well, I'll set up a chair for you.
Ooh, okay.
So, this is now part 2. All right. Well, we are back with our second. Guest. Have you heard about this thing at the library, correct?
We should almost change it to have you heard about this person that's going to be on the show.
Have you heard about this? I know. The thing was like when we were focusing on cake pans and stuff.
Yeah, like, like resources and.
Exactly. Yeah. So this person is not a thing. Have you heard about this person at the library? And this person is Kirsten Smith.
Kirsten.
Hello,
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, I was okay until I was called a thing.
I corrected him, though.
Well, no, she's not blaming you.
Did.
Clearly,
you did.
Clearly,
Yeah.
it's my fault.
Points for Emily.
Always. Back when we used to ask who you wanted to like be on a desert island with, mainly people wanted to spend time with Emily, and they wanted me to, I think, cannibalize and then make candles out of it. So that is my life. That is my life. But Kirsten, tell people watching a little bit about yourself. I know you've been on the show before, but just what you do at the library and what you do when you're away from the library. Just a quick summation.
Certainly. I am a youth services associate, and one of my program series is called Big Emotions for Little People. And it's really about mental health for little kids. And that's one of the areas that I'm interested in, also in trauma-informed care. So when I get an opportunity to do a program that's maybe a little bit heavier than some of the other fare that we offer, I get really excited about that. I enjoy doing the research. And
you mean a program such as this one?
Such as that one, yes. So we are going to be talking about starting school. So this is a program for 4 and 5-year-olds who are going into kindergarten. And that can be an enormous milestone. Some of the kids are so excited and they go bouncing off to play with the other kids. And then there are the kids that want to hold on to your leg and make sure that you don't leave. So we're going to introduce kids to the concept of kindergarten. We're going to talk a little bit about separation from their primary caregivers, reunions that'll happen, and just give them a general feel for what to expect that first day. So I'm using PBS Media. I have some clips from Daniel Tiger. I also have some clips from Sesame Street. And then my favorite is an old school clip from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, a little girl that's going to school, and she takes you throughout her school day and shows you a little bit about what she's experiencing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Is it a program like this? Just sorry, not to cut you off. I just wanted to quickly ask: is this program like geared towards like the parents or the children, or like for both of them, like to help like parents with kids and help have kids like kind of just learn,
Yeah, that is a wonderful question. It's for both. So we go through some strategies on how to help kids self-regulate their emotions. And that is something for the parents to watch, because I'll be modeling like how you can help your child when they're in a crisis. And I also have information for the grown-ups. One side is some information about easing separation anxiety. The other one is self-regulation of emotions. So this is a take-home to go along with the program, because I do try to keep it fast-paced, because it is for preschoolers. And then the other side, we have some instructions for our craft. So whenever I have one of these programs, I try to include a craft that is a little bit of a comfort item, and is something that will help when a child is having a little bit of a meltdown. So the craft this time, I'm not sure if you can see, let me grab a piece of paper. It's a handprint, right? The caregiver's handprint, and then the little one's handprint within that. So it's a little reminder of I'm with you throughout the day. And this is on Shrinky Dink film. So we're going to shrink them down into backpack charms to hang off of their backpack.
Oh my goodness.
You cannot go wrong with Shrinky Dinks.
No, you really can't.
That is so adorable. That is
wonderful. That is so cool. Very
yeah,
cool.
So I hope that's helpful for some kids. We also have some other strategies too. There's a wonderful book called A Kiss in the Hand, and it's about a mother raccoon who has to go off and leave her little raccoon, who gets very, very concerned because he hears all these sounds in the night, and he's not used to being on his own. And mom talks to him, and gives him a little kiss in his hand that he can carry along with him. So that is a book that's really great for kids as they're making this transition in life. I have a couple others that I picked up off the shelf that are similar. We have Owl Babies and The Koala Who Could. Let's see which one I go.
There you go.
Aw.
And books are wonderful because they give children an opportunity to see that they're not alone in their feelings, that their feelings are something that's common, that's shared by their peers, and following the character throughout the book as they become more comfortable, in this case, with that separation from their caregiver, really helps to put their minds at ease. So I'll have some book recommendations as well to give. And of course, we'll incorporate a little bit of reading in the program too. You can see behind me, I have Daniel Tiger and two of them that we'll be sharing as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. It should be fun.
That
Yeah,
sounds like such a
absolutely.
great program. I have my son is going into 4K in September, and he's always been, I feel like maybe because he was like a COVID baby, he's always been a little bit, kind of socially awkward, I think, around other kids because he wasn't around kids for a very long time. And just last year he had started going to daycare, and he now has like a good friend and stuff like that. But one thing that he always does whenever I pick him up from daycare or my parents or anyone's house that he's staying at, he always says, I'll ask him how his day was. And he said, it was good, but I was sad because I was missing you.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm
How
like,
sweet.
oh, I'm like, okay, well, you can just stay home with me forever.
Aw,
But
how
I feel like this
adorable.
would be a really great program, to show him, because I always try to tell him, like, that's totally normal that you miss me and that you feel that way. And, so I feel like
Absolutely.
something like this would be really beneficial to show kids how to cope with feelings of like, missing their parents or, their guardians. And
You do know that the kids network, when they're at 4K, to figure out, they give each other advice on what they can say to their parents and caregivers to make them feel as bad as possible. You know the kids do that, right?
Oh gosh, now I know that.
No, I mean, my daughter is long since past that, like 21 years past 4K. But I remember the first day, it wasn't just her, and she's my daughter, so she has volume on her side. She just was born with natural resonators. But it was a cacophony of sad children wailing.
Aww.
But it was, but what was interesting was after the first couple days, for the most part, in some ways it became a little performative for the parents. Do you know what I mean? It's like once you were, they would cry until you were out of sight.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
And then it just like it cut off, and I'm like, that's weird, and it wasn't like anything, but it was like, I think that's why I think a program like this is of such value, because it does away with kind of the gamesmanship of separation anxiety, and just like, it's a normal thing. It's normal.
It really is. And I have lots of strategies to help with that situation that you just described.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you have a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old going into kindergarten, I definitely recommend coming to this program. It is going to be fast paced. We do have a lot of media involved, and also a lot of songs and dances and moments of mindfulness and deep breathing. So we'll keep her going, and we'll keep the kids' attention and teach them a little bit about what to expect on that first day. It's such a big milestone for them.
Super cool. And this is tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 10:30. Yes.
In the Balkansky room. No registration, correct?
No registration required.
Beautiful.
Just show up. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We very wisely remembered that this program was after today's airing, and you came on last minute, so thank you for coming on. Thanks, Betty, for switching with you so you could come on. And what do you do away from the library?
Away from the library, I do a lot of music. I'm not great at it, but I'm learning how to play the violin, the guitar, and the ukulele.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah, it requires quite a bit of practice. And I'm also mom to 2 rescue dogs, so they
Wow.
keep me busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get me
Very
out
cool.
into the neighborhood. Otherwise, I'd be like you, Emily. I just stay in my house.
I mean, the only thing we really do is, take Henry to the park or like, things for him, but we don't socialize much.
Well, you aggressively weed as well. From time to
I
time.
aggressively pull weeds out of my driveway and get blisters.
Yes.
It's an interesting hobby. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Kirsten. Have a great rest of your day. And once again, I'll just put that up. Keep this in mind. If you have kids starting 4K or kindergarten tomorrow, Friday,
10:30.
August 16th, 10:30 a.m., Volkansky Community Room. Really a phenomenal program coming up. So if that applies to you, try and get there. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Thanks,
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And our blockbuster show rolls on
It continues.
at quite a pace. We're
I
doing
know.
like pretty.
Less than a half an hour.
For
I mean,
us.
we know it'll probably, still be a longer than expected.
Well, sure.
show.
Normally we'd get to 2 people though. Like it would be 3:30 normally
Yeah.
at this point.
It's like we're becoming a well-oiled machine.
Yes, I do like to think of us as
Something
being
like that.
well oiled.
Yeah. Just greasy.
Greasy. We're the greasy hosts.
Yep.
But so without further ado, let's keep things rolling. We've
Yeah.
gone from Milwaukee to Kirsten, who is in the library, but originally from Canada.
Yep.
We could say that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are anymore about anything. So, and now we segue into our third guest, who is a repeat guest, and we are thrilled to have her back on the show.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
There
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Yay, that's good.
Yay,
That's great.
it's all
Yay.
working out.
Yeah. It's me. I'm the problem child, generally. If there's a problem, it's usually me. So I apologize for that glitch at the
You're
start.
also
No,
a big
but it wasn't a
problem
glitch at the
solver.
start. You didn't even have to say anything because
Oh.
we weren't going to say anything.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's
Don't
fine.
confess until you're really pressed to confess.
Well, let's put it out there. It's fine.
I mean, if you were ever arrested for something, you would be the easiest person. Cause
I would.
Yep, I did it.
Yep. Let's get to the bottom of
Let's
this.
get on with this. Come
Let's
on.
get on with this. Can I just pay you right now? I tried that once with a sheriff. Once I was pulled over for speeding, and I just was like, he was lecturing me, so on and so forth. I mean, whatever. I wasn't trying to get away with anything. I finally just said to him, "Can I just give you some money so I can go home?" And he's like, "Oh no." Apparently, they frown on that.
They
So
do. But it used to be there were certain states where you could pay
yeah,
the sheriff or the police officer. I know
Sure.
that at one point Nebraska was like that because it's such a long state with such boring stretches
oh sure.
that if you got caught speeding, you could actually pay right there. But that's gone now.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It's the same thing in Mexico, isn't it?
Well, in Mexico, I believe it's called bribery.
I mean,
But
who
it
knows,
works
right?
really
And
good.
actually, I think the police actually pull you over to get money.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
and
that could be.
you can buy this, and you should buy this thing if you're it's police insurance is what they call it. And if you have it, that way you can actually just pay the officers. But otherwise, they can charge you with much bigger fines.
Is that are you serious? Is that
That's
a
a
thing?
real thing. At least when we lived
Wow.
out in San Diego, and the couple times we drove down
Okay.
to Baja or Tijuana,
Really?
we always got it. Yeah.
Okay. This is why I stay in Manitowoc.
Well, or you could just ask us what to do
Why I
when
don't
you
leave
leave.
my house.
See, Emily, there you go. You're on to something. I love it. Yeah. Of course, I was pretty close to my home when I was pulled over, but, it was my fault. I was speeding.
You were
a
just
bit.
eager to get home.
I was trying to get home, and then he's like, well, now we had to stop and have this, so did this save any time? I'm like, no, sir, could I just give you the money,
Can we skip the lecture, sir?
Can we I don't need the lecture. He's like,
Right.
you were speeding. Did you see those kids playing? Do you want to hit them? No, I don't want to hit any little kids. No.
Yeah.
Can I just pay you and be done? But no, he wouldn't do that, so.
Were the kids asking for it, though?
They were probably nice kids. I don't know. I had nothing against them. I'm sure they were
Probably.
fine.
I
Probably.
like that you give yourself plausible.
I don't know.
What's funny is, like, years ago when I was living in Milwaukee, I was actually racing my mom home on I-43. I was trying to beat her because we were both driving, the same way together. And I got pulled over by a state trooper for excessive speeding. And he said, do you know how fast you were going? And at the time, I think it was 65. And I was going like 87. And I said, I think around 80, 85. He's like, well, I clocked you at 87. And I was like, ooh, like, that's not good.
No.
And he goes, I appreciate your honesty. He's like, just be careful. Go ahead, go. No,
Really?
Nice.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
I
Well
know.
done.
I was only like 19 years old, and I was just like,
See, well, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, I was like 40, driving a minivan. They didn't have any sympathy on me.
Driving a
It's fine.
minivan.
They didn't care. They didn't care.
Was
No,
it a
no.
wood-paneled minivan?
It was not. It was not.
that's
No.
probably the problem.
I think if it would have been wood-paneled, they would have let you off with a warning.
Probably for having terrible taste or something like that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, poor thing.
Was it
Yeah.
you that I was talking to about this?
I think we did talk about that one
We
time.
were talking about
Yes.
how originally minivans had
Yeah.
wood paneling on
Mhm.
it.
Yes.
I was not aware of that, and then we talked about it, and the
Yeah.
other day, what was it? I saw it was a television show set in the 90s,
Yeah.
and their minivan had wood paneling. And
Did
I
you
never noticed it.
you seriously did not know that? No?
I,
you don't-
I didn't get my driver's license until 1988, so I didn't pay
Okay.
attention. I wasn't paying
Okay.
attention. I just was
The
getting
year
the car.
after I was born.
Nice.
Well, that's why I got
Nice.
it in honor of Emily being born. I
Well,
got my
that's a good-
driver's license.
That's a good reason. Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
No,
know who she is, but she sounds great.
There's going to be someone
she's
out there.
gonna be great. She's gonna be great. I can
She's gonna be
predict it.
She's gonna do graphics like nobody's business.
She does. She really does.
She's gonna create
absolutely
best
does.
posters for where I'm
Good,
gonna work
nice.
someday.
She
I know,
does.
absurd.
Absolutely.
She really does.
She's
And,
awesome.
Is this? Do you know why we are having you on the show today? Is it to talk about speeding and Emily?
No, probably not. No.
Emily says yes. So the most.
Okay.
I have the tiebreaker. Emily's pouting, but I'm gonna say we have you on to talk about other things.
Okay.
The pouting
Fine,
continues.
fine.
Oh, Emily, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried.
No, you did try.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about three things total. What would you like to talk about first? Interlibrary loan? Book
Could I-
club?
Why don't we first let Laura tell everybody what she does here?
Oh yeah, Laura. Yeah, that's a very good point. You
Okay.
can tell people
Well,
what you do.
Super quickly, could I compliment the co-presenters, if you will? People love Andrew's programs. I know that for a fact. They just love him. So I hope folks sign up early because they fill really quickly, don't they, Emily? I mean, you guys, right? They fill up super
Yeah.
quickly. He's super popular. Kirsten has the biggest heart. The first time I ever spent time with her, we were going to a workshop in Oshkosh together about children and trauma and informed care. She feels those things so deeply. She is amazing. Just want to say that right now. That's what I want to say first. Yeah.
And you're pretty okay too.
Well, we get along, all of us, don't we? Yeah.
For someone who
I
breaks
mean,
the
it's
law
like we have
close
the
to their
creep
house.
Yeah.
of the crop on the show today.
Yeah. Yeah.
For someone who got stuck in a garage door in her youth.
Well, that was a while ago. That was before Emily. I don't think Emily was born then. No, she wasn't. That was
Would she
before
have
that.
saved you?
Probably. I think I like to think she'd have done something
That was a
to
very
save
thorough
me.
baby.
She'd have
I
done
don't know why.
something. Like she's
I don't know
holding
why.
up the door. No, don't do
just
it.
a baby.
I'm doing what I can.
Baby, get out of there.
I'm a
I
baby.
can't hold on much longer. Google Gaga. Oh.
Fortunately, no one was harmed. I was just not a great driver. That's true. We don't want.
No one was harmed in this fantasy about
We don't want that.
maybe
No.
Emily holding a garage door up.
Thank goodness it didn't really occur like that. It was just, there was a little dent in the aluminum cap, but who can see it? It's on top of the truck. No one can see that.
No one can see that.
No one can see it. If my brother-in-law hadn't witnessed it, because he was there at the time, no one would have had to know. But there was a witness. I wasn't going to tell anybody, but now people know, so.
You actually told me.
Well, I did now, but it's practically 40 years ago, so I'm over it.
Patience is gone.
Yeah, I'm sure the truck has long met the junkyard demise, so I don't think it matters anymore. Just don't think it matters anymore. No.
So what
No,
do you
I'm-
do at the library, Laura?
So I started out years ago as an interlibrary loan person, which means we coordinate getting materials from basically across the country. We send things out, we borrow things around the country. It truthfully is. We even go to the contiguous United States. We have had things from Alaska and Hawaii. It's great because we have databases that make this all very easy. We just say we'd like this item, and we leave it to the people at our resource library in Madison to kind of facilitate where to get it from. And we just wait for it to come in, and then we get it ready for patrons. And they're generally pretty happy because they had no idea they could do this. So it's pretty amazing. And that's what I started doing. That somehow, over the years, morphed into working with book groups, because book groups have become really a big thing, which is awesome. And they tend to want multiple copies of the same title. Well, the way to do that is through interlibrary loan. So that was a natural outgrowth. And that's kind of a lot of what I do now. And I love that. I maybe even love that more than interlibrary loan, because we are connecting people and ideas and conversations. Like Andrew said, like we all say, you're conversing, you're getting people together to talk. And that's what's really cool about it. That's what I love about the book groups, the book people. They're phenomenal people. They care about others, they care about issues, and they just want to connect. That's as good as it gets.
That.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets.
Very cool.
Yeah, I get to catalog some new stuff, some books and materials too, and that's fun because then I can find some new stuff to kind of keep on the back burner. Ooh, this group might like this down the line, so I take notes and make copies and things like that. Yeah.
It's like insane how much Laura is able to just, like, so many patrons know who Laura is, or even know of Laura, and they just know that Laura will find them their next read or their next, suggestion, something that they're going to read in the future. And Laura just is always able to fill that, like, need from patrons, which is just amazing, because I don't think everyone can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have an advantage in that those book groups, when they find something they like, they tell me. So now I kind of note that, okay, this group liked this, keep that in mind. So I have a little inside information. A lot of it's from the book groups themselves, because they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're amazing people. Yeah.
Let me bring up a picture, actually, of one of the book groups that pointed out to me was especially awesome.
Yes.
So can you tell us what's going on here?
Love this.
So this group, someone kind of came in last minute, had forgotten maybe to pull a book for the month for her group. She finds that we have Daisy Jones and the Six on the shelf. Fantastic book. Takes that. This group is going to a ladies' cottage, which they do, I want to say every July. They gather at someone's cottage. That's their annual vacation together. Well, I think they take others, but they always go to this cottage. So she takes Daisy Jones. They get on board with a theme thing. So they're dressing in 70s apparel. They're gathering up 70s type snacks. They tie-dyed shirts while they were up there. And like I said, here's the Boone's Farm and the Old Dutch potato chips in boxes like they used to be. And they made the French onion dip, and they have candy cigarettes. And it's like they're going back to the 70s candy and attitudes. And it was they seem like they had the best time. They are just an awesome group. Yeah.
That is
And
awesome.
they really get into themes. They're always whoever's month it is, and they rotate. They super get into themes, and they're just warm, wonderful folks who I don't think ever met a stranger in their life, any of them. They're just lovely people, and they just want to talk and support each other. And I know for a fact that a lot of them have, we all have issues in life. What we learned from book groups, what we learned over the years is that the longer these groups are together, someone has a happy event, someone has a sad event, whatever it may be, they're in it together. They support each other. These folks become family. And it's, generally speaking, it started back in the day because someone said, hey, I like to read. Do you like to read? Hey, and my sister-in-law likes to read, and my neighbor likes to read. And next thing you have people who would have never met getting together every month. And many of them maintained it through the pandemic. It's a big part of their lives. They schedule life events around it. They schedule surgeries or, elective things they can schedule around it. They don't miss their book club meetings if they can possibly help it. It's very important to a lot of people. Yeah.
And does this particular group, do they go to this extreme every time they get together, or is this their summer annual thing where they really blow it out? But
I mean,
do
maybe
they dress up every month?
They've been very kind and invited me to a few of their gatherings, and like I've been at a Christmas one where, I mean, they are themed, like it's themed food, it's themed decor. I don't know if they get quite this much into it, but the 70s is kind of easy and fun to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
And, you know, maybe because they were spending the weekend together a little more, otherwise they're spending a couple hours on a, you know, Wednesday night or whatever, but they are very theme oriented and they just love it. They love getting together. Yeah.
Well, you can tell they're having a great time.
Sure.
You know, I
yeah.
would not have guessed book club, but
No.
that's a bad
Yeah.
preconceived notion. It's kind of
Sure.
like, you know, we
Yeah.
have the American Farmer exhibit going on right now, which
Right.
you say two of the pictures remind you of your grandfather.
For sure.
You know, but the thing is, like, there's a preconceived notion of like what a farmer is. There's a preconceived notion of what a book club is.
Right.
This is not what I have in my head,
No.
but it's fantastic.
No.
But, you know, if
No.
they send you more pictures, even if you're not a guest on the show, pass them along
Yeah.
to us,
Oh,
and
I will.
we'll showcase them.
I will,
Because-
and I did ask their permission. I didn't just, you know, throw this out there. I wouldn't want to embarrass them or anything, but I think they should be proud, and they were fine with it. I think they're,
That's awesome.
yeah, they love it.
You know, that was really smart to say, even if you didn't really do that. That was really smart.
And I did, honestly. You can ask one of the people. I
know
asked
you're
her.
not a lawbreaker.
I'm not a lawbreaker, I'd
Most of the
confess.
time.
Most of the time.
But so ILL, back to ILL, just
Yeah.
briefly.
Yeah.
So how does somebody go about doing that? Getting a book that isn't in our library from somewhere else.
There's a couple of ways. They can call us, and we'll do the searching for them. They can come up to the desk and say, I'd really like this book. I don't know if you have it or not. And then the staff will wonderfully guide them through that or just take care of it for them. We also have something called the materials request form on our homepage, which I think is under the heading Find a Good Book. Is that where I think that's where it is. And one of the drop downs then is materials request form, at which point you fill in the boxes of which library you want to pick up your materials, what exactly you're looking for, which format, things like that. Fill all of that in. Staff looks at that and decides how to handle it. Sometimes we actually buy some of the materials if it seems appropriate for a collection. Many times we do interlibrary loan. But there's a couple ways to originate those requests. Yeah, I just want people to know, if there's a book you would want, a CD, anything, DVD, and we don't have it, that doesn't mean you can't get it. I mean, we will, 90% of the time, about 90% success rate, 90% of the time-ish, we will be able to get it to you. So don't ever think just because we don't own it, that's the end of it. We can probably find it for you.
Would this include like Libby? Can you request things from Libby? That just popped into my head.
Yeah, no. Libby is something you have to do on your own account. Yeah, we can't borrow electronic things or Audible books or things like that. We borrow physical items typically. Sometimes we'll get photocopies sent to us digitally for a certain question, but yeah, it's not digital stuff.
And it's everything except like special collection stuff, like, or can you get cake pans from other libraries?
What have we once upon a time we borrowed successfully science kits that other libraries had because we were looking to get some science. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of libraries are willing to lend pretty much whatever's on their shelf. We are. We sent out a book discussion kit bag just this morning to another library.
Cool.
Yeah, most libraries are really willing, if they own it, if they can figure out a way to get it to you, and we have a statewide delivery service, a van that goes throughout the whole state 5 days a week, pretty much we can get just about anything anywhere.
So
certainly
take a
within
shot.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
It's worth taking a shot.
Always.
The worst that's going to
Yep.
happen is, I'm a big believer in the power of maybe.
You bet.
Always
You bet.
ask because, the worst that's going to happen is we can't get it.
Yeah, at least give us a chance to help you, to try. We'll always try. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, you are pretty okay.
She is.
You are really okay. The word on the street is accurate.
The technology is a problem for me sometimes. Fortunately, I have you folks to guide me through it because that's a problem. I'm sketchy on that, but yeah.
Laura's nickname is Boss.
Well, Emily and I have this back and forth boss thing, which some people don't understand because really neither of us are bosses at all, but we're each other's boss.
Yeah, we're bosses
So,
of absolutely no one, but we call each other boss because
it's,
I
mean,
I
get
don't
something
think
done. Get her done.
Springsteen isn't the boss of anyone, really.
in
He's
his
called
mind,
the boss.
he is. Yeah.
In his mind. Well, he's not even the boss of Bon Jovi, but you opened the door on that one, Tim. You made me bring up Bon Jovi.
This is actually a really good segue.
Well, if it wasn't for one other thing.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay.
It's kind of a good segue. Hold
Okay.
on to that segue. But since you're here,
Yeah.
would you care to talk about an author event that we have coming up?
I would love to. There's
All right, well,
another.
let me put a picture up.
That's Tammy Borden, who wrote this book, Waltraud, about her mother's experience in Nazi Germany. Not that her mother was a Nazi party person. The experience of a child growing up in this situation that really they just had to cope with. She will be appearing with us. Tammy, the author, will be coming here November 18th, correct, Tim?
That is correct.
Okay.
Monday, November 18th at 6 p.m. in the
Right.
Volkansky room.
Tammy is actually the friend of my daughter's mother-in-law, who has become a very good friend of mine as well. Partly, we didn't know each other when our kids started dating and whatnot. This is a true story. We really got to be very close because we started talking about books. We both love to read, started talking about books, and then things just grow out from there. And eventually, this is years later, she tells me her friend has written this book, coworker, friend of hers, and okay, let's get this book, and we get this book, and it's pretty popular. It goes out a lot. Recently, another story has arisen from this book, which is during, and Tammy's mother, the subject of Waltraud, has passed somewhat recently, but her mother witnessed in this little village an American flyer having been shot down and died, unfortunately. No one ever really knew the person's name. So it's kind of one of these mysteries, and it's like they talk about it, but it's like, okay, there wasn't really the technology to figure out who that person was. Maybe a year or two ago, Tammy starts to think, well, it was a very small town. There was probably only one person shot down at this time. And she does some digging, and she finds the name of the flyer who was shot down. And she reaches out eventually. It didn't take her very long because she's very good at finding information. She reached out to this young man's family. And they had no idea that he had died in a combat situation. They thought maybe he had never even gotten the chance. But he died a hero because he shot down some German planes and died a hero. They didn't know this. They thought it was just his first, sortie. Is that what they call him? It's his first flight. And, that he died in vain. I know that's a silly thing to say, but like that he died without a purpose. But he didn't die without a purpose. He did what he was sent to do, whether he knew that or not. Unfortunately, he died much too young. But this Tammy, in the meantime, has connected with this young man's family, who live in the southern U.S. Like, there's no chance they would have ever gotten together. There's no chance she could have told her side of the story to his family without all these connections and a book and the research. And again, it's about connecting. She was able to comfort them. She's gained some things from them. You're always going to gain something when you connect with another person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we're excited about having her come because she's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. That when you told me about it, we got this program together really quickly, and I can't wait to have her. Again, that's happening. You'll hear more about it
Sure.
in various medium and publication, but publication, I meant promotion.
Promotion, yeah.
Close. Promotion.
We know.
It was close. It started with a P.
It does.
That happens on Monday, November 18th
Right.
at 6
6
p.m.
p.m.
in the Volkansky room.
Right,
And
right.
the author will be here. She'll be selling her books as well, but mainly she's going to be talking about how she didn't ever think she was going to write this story and where it led. And it's a fascinating story, I think.
Right. And isn't one of the things she said, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, that this is a story more of the common person living in Germany, where we get the stories about how people were persecuted and things were up. But you don't hear a lot of the perspective of a person who's just stuck living in this place that they're just trying to exist through. They're not part of the problem. They're just trying to live their lives,
Yeah. And that's what it's about. And, you very frequently don't hear about that.
Right.
Because let's be honest, the bigger things sell more stories. They sell more time. They get more attention. So it's great to hear the everyday stories as well.
Right, just this kind of quiet person, born at this place and time. Any of us could have been born in any place and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to meet her. I've not met her, but I think it's going to be great to form some relationships for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's again November 18th.
November
Yes.
6
18th,
p.m.
which is a Monday, and
Yes.
at 6 p.m.
Right.
Perfect.
But
Excuse me.
speaking of Bon Jovi,
Yes.
there is is, Laura.
Yes, indeed.
In all his 80s feathered hair glory. How many cans of Aquanet went into that hair, do you think?
You know, they joke that they were single-handedly responsible for destroying the ozone layer in that band. It's probably true.
What about Poison?
Sure, they probably contributed, yeah.
Do you know Poison?
I do know Poison, yeah, for sure.
What about White Lion?
White Snake?
Def Leppard?
Def Leppard, sure. Yeah,
White Snake
probably.
During that era.
Yeah.
White Snake went from being pretty pretty in the 70s, all of a sudden super pretty with very big hair in the 80s.
Like, what is up with that?
What a
I know.
great time to be alive, Laura.
Indeed, I know. So important, yeah.
Well, what we're doing today with this young fella here.
Yeah.
We were originally gonna call it Bon Jovi Jeopardy, but then we decided that was way too much work.
That's a lot of work.
So we're doing kind of a fill in the blank. With songs.
With Bon Jovi lyrics.
Yeah.
And if you can fill out, if you answer 3 of the 5 correctly, there is a prize.
There is a prize. I'm set.
All right. So, are you ready?
So we'll say the word blank is the word that you have to fill in, obviously.
Okay.
So,
would you like Bon Jovi up for inspiration?
Why not? Sure.
I mean, I find him inspirational.
I know you do. I know you're a big fan, Tim.
Especially that shark tooth earring right there.
I mean,
it makes him a little taller.
Yeah, that's the problem. He needed he needed some height. Yeah,
he looks at least 5'1" in this.
Come on, Tim.
Well, you're being mean. The alpha folk in the forest afterwards.
You're so mean. He could have been like a gymnast in the Olympics, except they're taller than him, right, or something like that.
Yeah. The gymnasts are way
taller than him. Simone Biles is way taller than he is. Okay.
Way taller. Have you ever seen This Is Spinal Tap?
I've not seen it. No, I know of it, but I haven't seen it. Yeah.
Because there's a scene in there where they make Stonehenge the wrong size, and it's one of them says Stonehenge is in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. That was Bon Jovi.
Really? Do you know what Margot just told? You know what Margot just told me today? The stones at Stonehenge are from Scotland.
Yeah, they just discovered.
So it just came up since you mentioned it.
Yeah.
You brought it up.
Not to be a moron, but where is Stonehenge
located?
England. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the stones.
The
stones got there from Scotland or somewhere across the water. So how did they get there? Probably by boat or by dragon, maybe.
Yeah, probably dragon.
I think it's probably the dragon.
I'm going to go with the science of dragon being the answer to this question.
As you should.
Or UFOs. Don't forget UFOs.
Don't forget the UFOs. Exactly.
All right. So you have to fill in the blank. And if you get 3 of the 5, you get a valuable prize.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Let's get started. Wanted, blank, or alive?
Dead or alive. On a steel horse I ride, so on and so forth. Yeah.
that is correct.
Yeah.
And he rocks them all, right?
You better believe it. You better believe it. He's rocked. I've been there. I've seen it 3 times. He's rocked it at least 3 times. Yes.
Hello. We're talking about a concert, right? This
is
a family show.
Yes. It was a concert. Yes, absolutely.
All right. 1 of 5, correct.
1 of 5, correct.
Next one is your love is like blank blank.
Bad medicine.
Ding ding
ding ding
ding ding ding ding ding. You bet.
All right. Number 3. Whoa, we're blank blank there. Whoa, oh, living on a prayer.
Halfway there. However, again, I bring up Margot, my wonderful office mate, who gave me a coaster that says Bon Jovi must be at least 3/4 of the way there by now. He is getting a bit long in the tooth.
He is.
Well, I mean, technically she's 1, but we'll do the rest of them.
Yeah, we'll keep doing the rest of them.
That's fine.
Valuable.
No, the last
thank God.
I think are a little difficult.
Okay. All right.
So,
shoot. Go ahead.
Next one is someday I'll be blank.
Saturday night.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Wow. If she gets this next one.
If you get the next one,
Is it a better prize? Is it an upgraded prize then, or
No.
No. Okay.
You'll get what you get, and you'll like it.
Okay.
Isn't that a Bon Jovi lyric?
It
It
probably
sounds like
should.
it could be.
I mean, it could be. I don't know if it is. It could be. Maybe.
All right, here is your clue. Blank.
Blank.
That's it.
One word title. Well, there's a song called Bounce. That's one word.
Is that
Is
your
it-
guess?
Yeah, I'm going with that because I don't know what else. It could be something else, I suppose, but it could be Bounce.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Runaway.
True,
she's-
that's also a song.
Because
Yeah,
She's a
yeah.
Little is in parentheses.
But you didn't tell me that part because then I would have gotten it.
But that's not technically the name of the song. The real name of the song is just Runaway.
Right, it is. It is. Yeah, yeah. And that's
Wanna show it to
where.
you? Okay, yeah. Would
That's
would
where-
you like to see what you won?
Sure, why
All
not?
right, let me. Oh wait, not yet because
Not
we
yet.
have
Not
to,
yet.
We have to say that she is.
Wow.
Yeah.
The build-up is phenomenal.
Oh, you can't really see it. Did you get
Okay.
a picture? He
Okay.
has a picture.
Okay,
This is your prize.
that's really
Reusable
nice.
wraps for your.
That's
cable.
really nice. That's
Yes.
very nice. I appreciate that.
So
That's
you can-
very nice.
You can pick that up anytime in
Okay.
our office.
Okay.
Just
Between
wait.
anytime between certain hours or just any
When we're
time?
here.
Well, when you're here, yeah, I suppose that would make sense. Okay. I mean, don't leave them outside. Someone else might take them.
No,
I know.
Oh no,
God,
that's
my-
something that would walk away easy.
It sure would. It sure
Yep,
would. So you
yep.
protect those, please. I'll probably stop right by when I'm done here before someone else gets them. Is that
Oh,
fair?
yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah.
is fair.
I
Now,
would think.
I'm sure you probably thought your time was over, but that's not true. There is no prize associated with it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
these are the 5 most important questions of your life, and they let the audience get to know you a little bit more even.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. What is your most favorite part of your job?
The people, all the people, the staff who's family, the patrons who are family, and the best. It's all about the people.
Good answer.
Good answer.
What is your personal favorite item in your locker of snacks?
Boy, probably Almond Joy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most of the time you feel like a nut?
Yeah. I never don't because I don't like dark chocolate, so Mounds was not, no. Mm-mm,
Oh, it's
no.
Mounds dark chocolate?
Mounds is dark chocolate, no almond. Yeah, I don't like dark chocolate as a rule, no.
See, I don't know enough about candy.
We could educate you. Listen, come down to our closet. We'll educate you, okay? We have a nice
Go to our
variety.
Closet.
Nice variety.
I don't want to come down to my closet.
Sounds like a threat.
No, it's a gift. It's a gift.
It is. I just don't like candy.
We have crackers. We have fruit snacks. We have breakfast bars.
You usually have like trail mix or something.
Trail mix, yes, thank you, Emily. Yes,
What about
sometimes.
corn nuts?
Not really. No, I have to say no.
Dot's
Mm-mm.
pretzels?
I do have a stash of pretzels for my diabetic friends,
Wow.
if they need them. Yes.
I don't want to deny a diabetic person.
No, I wouldn't give them to you unless you are a person. No, I
I'm
only
not a
save them
person.
from. Well, unless you're a person with diabetes. If you have like a low blood sugar, you have to have a blood sugar.
If you were a person, right?
If you were a person with diabetes, because I would only give them to you in medical emergency, and sometimes those folks have a need, so I will be sure to keep those around.
Sometimes
for
I
them.
get real hungry, though. Isn't that a
I mean, if that's a compelling case, we could talk. Sure,
I mean,
you come
I
on down.
think in a diabetic medical emergency, they need sugar, right? Not
Well,
protein.
no, I think like some of them have said like they need pretzels because I think it's about carbs. I don't really know. I'm sorry, I really don't know. But I just try to keep them.
diabetic. I feel like I should know this. But,
I don't know really.
Maybe.
but
Ask him how he feels about pretzels. And
Yeah.
then
well,
get back to
he
him.
loves. Yeah, he loves pretzels.
Pretzels are great.
They are
Anyway,
great.
Let's keep going.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
All right. You had mentioned the people that you come into
Yeah.
contact with.
Yeah.
Scott Luchterhand,
Yes.
great patron or the greatest patron?
One of the very greatest. One of the greatest. I can't diss the other people, but Scott is right. He is way up there.
He's way up there? All right.
Way up there, yeah.
Listen, Laura, I need to talk to you about getting a CD.
I do have
On the Monsters of Rock cruise.
I have to email him. I have been a little neglectful emailing since his last email. I do have to get back with him. But yes, he's wonderful.
Glad we could
Yes.
remind you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
No,
point.
I reminded you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
I have never been to California. I could probably get there. I'm somewhat good with directions. Yeah, I was reading maps as like a 6 or 7 year old because my mom couldn't read them, and my dad would get flustered and angry because my mom could never read a map. She'd like turn it all different ways. So I learned to read maps really young. So I could find it with a map. I could find it with GPS. Either way, you guys.
Don't know the way, but you could find out.
I don't know, but I could find it. Yeah,
Okay, good
Perfect.
yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Excellent. And what number are we thinking of?
Well, am I supposed to say it out loud?
Yep.
Like between 1 and 10? What are the parameters here?
Any number.
Any number.
40.
Wrong.
That's incorrect. 724.
Yep.
Oh, see. I had no, well, I wasn't going to go that high. That's, no. All right.
Well, that's okay.
Do I still win a prize or no? No, there were no prizes for
You-
this.
You could not win a prize. You get that blurry
I
thing
get
every
that, yeah.
moment.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
there you go.
I'm heading right over there. You bet.
Well, Laura, as always, it's a pleasure having you on.
You folks
Thank you
are
for
wonderful.
coming on and talking about the book clubs and ILL and the upcoming author event. But it's always just fun just hanging out and talking.
You folks are the best, you know that.
You too.
Flatterer.
Boss.
It will get you everywhere. Bye.
It will. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. You know, we almost made it in an hour.
Oh,
We were so
we're
close.
a minute over.
But you know what? I don't regret 1 second of any of the time. We
I
had
know.
3 great guests today. Thank
Yeah.
you to Andrew, Kirsten, and Laura for coming on the show. It was a blast having you on. It was fun showing the picture of the Statue of Liberty, talking about your blister. For
I
me,
was just
a
going to
lot
say,
of fun.
talking about my blister highlight.
I mean, yeah. What song? What singing group has the lyric? I've got blisters on my blisters.
I was going to first say Violent Femmes, but I'm thinking of Blister in the Sun.
Well, at least you were blistering.
Yeah, at least I thought of blisters.
I believe it's the Beatles.
Oh, blister on my blister. That sounds really awful.
Well, I think it was from playing the guitar so hard.
Well,
I'm guessing.
wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either. But that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us. It's been a blast. I mean, I hope you had as much fun as we did. This is always a good time, and it's fun to just let you come along, see what the library is like that you don't necessarily get to see every day.
Yep, meet some staff and
Meet some staff.
learn about some programs.
Yeah. Exactly.
And things.
Speaking of the next
Yeah.
program, when does that happen, Emily?
September 19th, Thursday, same time, 12 o'clock. We will be having Jordan Cabot and
I believe it is Kristen Keck, correct?
yes.
I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at my paper.
I wasn't looking, I was looking at you.
You look for Jordan Cabot.
No, I didn't. I looked at the date. Anyways,
Whatever.
wow, we're in a fight now. We are fighting.
I think Jordan Cabot is related to the Statue of Liberty. I'm
I
not
think it's like
100%.
a aunt or something.
like a great aunt 3 times removed
yeah,
by marriage.
Yeah.
I think. But I see it mostly in the sunglasses.
yeah.
Yeah. So Jordan will be on, and he's going to be talking. Well, it all ties into American Farmer, at least Jordan's.
Well, yes,
part of
Jordan,
it.
he'll be talking about peonies.
Yep.
And then Kristen Keck, who's our teen associate, she's going to be just talking about, all of the teen programming that's going to be happening during fall. A lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, and Kristen puts together great teen programming.
Mhm.
I mean, just absolutely fantastic. So it'll be another action-packed episode of MPL Insider. Hope you can join us in a month. And until next time, come inside the library.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo-hoo.
Toodaloo. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.